We now move to item number 6 under Supervisor Pacheco, adopt resolution to recognize November 11th, 2024 as Veterans Day in Fresno County.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to recognize November 11th, 2024 as Veterans Day. It's important that we honor, support, and recognize the valor, courage, and dedication and sacrifices of the veterans and active duty military men and women in the armed forces. The Veterans Service Office is under the Department of Social Services, work hard to serve these veterans and commits to helping them in any way that they can. Here today to speak about this resolution is Sonia Bugay, Director, Department of Social Services, as well as Veteran Service Officers Kyle Pennington and others. Director Bugay.
Thank you very much. And with us also is Stephen Olsen, one of our veterans. So really appreciate this proclamation and recognition. Veteran Services Office is probably the smallest unit in our department, but they are small and mighty. They serve over 5,000 veterans each year and provide access to veterans benefits. Their core function is really helping our veterans apply for federal veterans benefits. But larger than that, they're really helping veterans navigate all the services and supports they need while these services are pending. And Kyle has taken over, I really can't call you new anymore, over a year ago, and the resource that your board approved for us, your board in 23-24 increased our veteran services representatives for the first time in a number of years. We went from 4 to 6 veteran services reps. That additional resource made a tremendous impact on how we provide access to veteran services to all our veterans, and not just in city of Fresno, but throughout the county. While our office is only located in one location, we're actually trying to be out there and help veterans access services. They make a tremendous amount of impact, and there are organizations out there that help veterans access veteran services, but charge them for it. We do not, and our veteran services reps actually know the federal regulation and what it takes, and have this holistic approach that help veterans navigate our services. So I'm going to hand it over to Kyle, but really appreciate recognition of our veterans and the importance of this service and your board's support over this past couple of years to increase access to veteran services for our veterans.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here today. My story, I'm a veteran myself. Back in 2006, I separated from the Army for the first time and was suffering from PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And somebody told me that I needed to go get veteran services connected to my benefits. I had no idea what that meant. So I went to the Veteran Service Offices, Sean 6, same place that it is today. And I walked in there and I had a horrible experience. So much so that it turned me off from veteran services for 2 years. I didn't go look for mental health services. I wasn't trying to get connected to my benefits that I deserved. Completely turned me off from the whole idea of receiving some sort of benefit. I've kept that in mind since becoming the Veteran Service Officer over 2 years ago now. I talk to my staff about it all the time. And our charge is really to provide the best possible customer service, the best services possible to all the veterans that step foot in our office or the ones that we're communicating and servicing remotely or virtually. I have with me today a Marine Corps veteran. His name is Steve Olsen. He's going to give you a quick testimonial of kind of his trial and then success that he found by using our office.
Hi there. So for 2 decades, for one reason or another, I'd have one claim denied for whatever reason. And just like Kyle, I was very turned off by the VSO here in Fresno. I went 8 years without benefits and just basically accepted what was thrown at me. The outreach with the VSO doesn't stop just by walking in their door. This guy hounded me for 2 years because we saw each other at the same gym every morning at 5 a.m., rehabbing lingering injuries we both had. Kyle said, "Why don't you come in? We got your 6, you can trust us." So I made that appointment with the same confidence of going to the DMV. 2 years later, they took me from a 10% disability rating to 100, and now I get every single benefit that was promised to me in 1997 when I signed those papers. And it's not just me. Because of, I don't see her here, but Michelle Blevins, my VSR, my little boys go to college for free. Oh, the work these guys do is amazing, and it's life-changing.
So we get asked the question all the time, like, what's the big difference now, right? Obviously, thanks to the help of the Board of Supervisors, we were allocated 2 new service rep positions. It takes a service rep about 1.5 years to be fully functional on their own, to understand all of the different policies, procedures, and laws at both the county level, the state level, and the federal level. They're very, very professional. They're experts in their craft, and they're the subject matter experts when it comes to disability claims and connecting veterans with any of their benefits. I brought some of my staff with me here today. They're right here in the front row. They're the folks that are doing the dirty work where the rubber meets the road on a daily basis, meeting with veterans. They're showing up early. They're staying late. They have a passion for doing this, and that's what really makes us successful. Additionally, our community engagement. We've took a charge to get out into the rural areas of Fresno County. We're out in Kalinga once a month. We're in Reedley once a month. We're in Sanger once a month. We try to go find those veterans that don't know that we exist. And there's a lot of them that are still out there, believe it or not. We'll be at a random event because we go to every event. My philosophy is if we can find somebody that impacts a veteran, whether it be a neighbor or a son or a daughter or a grandfather or whatever it may be, it's worth us going to this event, you know what I mean? So that they can be educated about the services that we provide. If nothing else, give them a business card and a pamphlet. Let them know, hey, there's some guys over there on Sean 6 that can take care of you and get you connected with your benefits. So largely, that charge has been very successful for us in expanding our network and finding veterans that didn't know that we provided services. Additionally, Fresno County is very unique. I talk about this a lot everywhere that I go. Having been to a bunch of different conferences around the state of California with all the other county service officers, Fresno County, the veteran services here, we all work together. All the different organizations partner together in community engagement. And it really builds capacity for us, right? So we have veterans that come to my office pretty frequently, and they'll ask about a service that we don't necessarily provide there. And we don't just send them down the road packing and say, hey, go on over to the VA hospital and do this or that. We do a seamless handoff, right? So we call that other organization. We have that other organization come to our office, meet with the veteran there. We have all the forms that they have to fill out an intake or do whatever we need to do so it's as seamless as possible. We also have some folks in the crowd today that are from some of our community partners here supporting this. We instituted walk-in Wednesdays, right? Previously, it was walk-in all the time, which was very chaotic. 2 years ago, we switched to appointments. So we do appointments on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and we do walk-ins on Wednesdays. Because of the PACT Act, this became kind of crazy. I'm sure some of your offices received less than positive ideas or comments about this thing. No lie, we would have veterans lined up at 5 o'clock in the morning to receive services at 8. So it wasn't uncommon that we would service close to 70 or 80 veterans per Wednesday because of the PACT Act. Now it's kind of come down a bit. We've ridden that wave, I'd like to think, and it's very manageable at this point. As it stands right now, we average about 60 veterans that we provide services to on Wednesdays. We answer 34 phone calls on average on Wednesdays, and we return about 45 messages on Wednesdays. We're still a very small staff. Another process that we've kind of implemented is the implementation of the Veteran Work Study Program. So the Veteran Work Study Program is when a veteran is using a VA education benefit, they have the ability to work somewhere that does veteran-centric things up to 25 hours a week, tax-free. It's a benefit for them. The money comes all from the VA. It's an awesome place. We just got to give them a place to work, essentially. We have 4 of these work studies, one here in the crowd with us today. They augment our staff and do an amazing, amazing job for us with front office and reception type things. 2 new VSRs. So just some statistics for the last year. Everybody's mental health and military sexual trauma screening. We work as part of Proposition 63 to receive funding for different screenings and referrals we do for both of those things in particular. And we saw a 96% increase in our screenings this year from 322 to 632. And that's from August to August, I believe. Mental health and outreach referrals, a 452% increase. We went from the first year I was the VSO of doing 2,391 outreach events to this last year, 13,219. And then dependent fee waivers. So a veteran gets connected at 0% service connection, their dependent can go to school, the state of California, at any community college, state school, or UC school for free, tuition free. They still have to pay registration costs and parking passes and books and all that stuff. But we had a 215% increase in providing those. And that's because even a small program, we've gotten out and about in the community, gone to a lot of different high school resource type things to educate the high school students who may have parents that are veterans, that this program is available to them. So that about sums it up for what we've done over the course of the last year. I appreciate this proclamation. I know this year it's kind of focused on the successes of the Veteran Service Office. We really wanted to highlight some of the things that we're doing. We have, the veteran community is still very small, and word travels by mouth like you wouldn't believe. We have walk-in customers coming from Stockton, coming from Southern California, coming from Bakersfield, coming from all over the place because they've heard these service reps right here do an amazing job, and they absolutely do. At this time, I'll take any of your questions.
Brian.
Well, Mr. Chairman, we don't have any questions, but I think you can see from the level of enthusiasm, we have the good person at the job, and while he doesn't get much airtime, it's another service the county provides that not many people know about. So District 1 has a proud tradition of this. My predecessor, Supervisor Larson, is a very proud Marine and appreciates this office. My grandfather was a former World War II veteran that stormed the beaches of Normandy. In addition to having the Veterans Home in District 1, District 1 takes Veterans Day very seriously and appreciates all the work from our director and their staff to help our veterans. So we appreciate your presentation, and if after the public, I would make the motion that we adopt this resolution for Veterans Day of this upcoming year.
Anyone in the public wishing to comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public portion. We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Please step forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is it Steve? Morning. Morning. Thanks for coming. Morning.
Thank you for all that you do.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you very much.
Morning.
Thank you.
Morning to you.
Thank you.
Oh, I know, yeah, we got the whole department here, yeah. Full division, I guess. This for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing that. Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what you do, sir.
That was a get back for number one, yeah.